Hello everyone, Neorashi here. Today I'm going to do something a little different. It's an experiment, if we can say. It's something I'm probably going to do occasionally. Maybe I'll do it often, maybe I'll do it rarely, I don't know. Um, but you've probably seen a lot of these, maybe not related to manga, but for anything actually. Good old tier lists. So today I'm going to make two tier lists. Both are going to be about laid back camp. The first one is going to be simple. How much I like the design of the covers of each 14 volumes that are out in English right now, and then a another for the how I actually like the story on them, because you'll see it's probably going to be quite different. So uh, let's get this show on the road and start. I'm just gonna reduce the volume on my headphone because music is a bit loud. All right, so let's start. Prepared everything. You see 14 volumes. I actually have two tabs, one for each. So there's 14 volumes and five tiers: S, A, B, C, and D. So I'm gonna try to make them equal. So there's gonna be two S tiers and three for each rank for the other four rank. That should totalize 14. So let's not waste any more time. So as I said, I'm gonna start with just purely design volume of each cover. Like, so I'm gonna try to go in like volume order. So let's start with volume one, and as much as I keep praising volume one, it honestly has one of the worst cover. So right off the bat, I'm gonna put it in D tier. Um, Afro's art style definitely improved over the course of of well the manga story. But volume one really isn't that great. W- if I was still reading manga in 2018 when this volume came, I think it came in 2018. I would probably have skipped it because, well, first I wasn't really into manga and anime in 2018. I stopped a couple years prior and came back 2 years later. Uh, but I would have probably skipped it because of the art style. Now, Volume 2 is already a massive improvement. Um, I'm. Is that Volume 2? Yeah, it's Volume 2. It's kind of hard to see, sorry. Yeah, it's definitely a massive improvement. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. I'm not a huge. Uh, I'm not the biggest fan of Volume 2's design overall, but it's still alright, I guess. Um, for Volume 3, I think I'm gonna put it in B tier as well. Below Volume 2, though, I think Volume 3. I think Volume 2 is better. Alright, so next is Volume 4. Volume 4, I really like, uh, well, the picture in general. I really like how Nadeshiko seems to have so much fun. So, I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's kind of a hard one, honestly. Next is uh, Volume 5. Volume 5, you can it really fits Nadeshiko's character. You can see she's enjoying like whatever food she's having. But definitely not one of my favorites. So I'm gonna put it in D tier, but above Volume 1. Volume 1 is definitely gonna be like the bottom one. Volume 1 is uh, not gonna mince my words. It's the worst volume cover of the series. Uh, Volume 6 is not bad. You can see that Rin is getting ready for a camping trip, but it's nothing special. It's not bad, but it's nothing special. So, going to go with C tier for this one. Um, all right, so Volume 7. Volume 7 is alright, I guess. Not too sure I like how it only focused on Nadeshiko, but then again, the whole volume was pretty much Nadeshiko focused, so I'm gonna put it in C tier as well. Now, Volume 8. Volume 8 is one that I really like. The cover, I mean. Uh, I wouldn't say one of my favorite though, but I really love it, so I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. Uh, Above or below Volume 4? I think we're gonna put below Volume 4. Alright, so next is Volume 9. Volume 9 is one of my favorite. Uh, I like how, although it does focus a bit on Nadeshiko, it's definitely the volume that has the most character on the cover so far, and I really, really love it. So it's gonna be my first of two S tier for when it comes to cover. Next is Volume 10, which is actually this one. Volume 10. Volume 10, I like it. Definitely not my favorite though. Oh wow, I actually forgot to put another D tier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to downgrade Volume 7 to D tier, but like top of D tier since I want to keep 3 volumes per tiers except S tier. So, all right. So back to Volume 10. Volume 10, I really like it. I think I'm gonna put bottom of B tier. I really like it, but again, it's nothing special. All right, next is um, Volume 11. Uh, Volume 11 is another one that I really love. I mean, the cover is definitely one of the better one. Although we don't see a lot of character on it, we only see Rin, Ayano, and we see Nadeshiko on the train. Honestly, I'm gonna say the train wins me because I love traveling by train. So it's gonna be S tier, but definitely the bottom of S tier. So there's 3 volumes left, one for A and 2 for C. So for A, volume 12 is going to get. Uh, oh wow, I'm getting a notification. I think. Okay, no, it's gone. Yeah, volume 12 is getting S tier, A tier. Sorry, uh, mostly because um, it's a bit different because it actually don't focus on neither Nadeshiko or Rin, which is different. Uh, Now, actually, I'm gonna put it in top of A tier. I really like how it doesn't, for once, doesn't focus on Nadeshiko or Rin. Uh, yeah. So for the other two, so volume 13 and 14, they are definitely not the greatest, but I still like them. So which one is gonna be? I think well they're both gonna be C tier, but I think they're both gonna be above volume 6. So I think I'm gonna put is this volume 13? Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna put volume 14 here. Whoops, it doesn't want to let me. Okay, yeah, and yeah, volume 14 is gonna be the top one if it will let me. Yeah, all right. So this is pretty much how I would rate. This is just again the cover, and even though I said that Volume 1 wasn't that great, I still like it. It's my favorite series of all time, so I'm definitely not gonna dislike anything related to Laid Back Camp. So, um, yeah, so this is how I would rate the covers. So now let's do the same thing, but with the actual story in the volume, and this is going to be quite different. You'll see, because for the actual story content, uh, volume one for the cover was like the bottom of the barrel, but for the story, it's my favorite volume. It's amazing. It's one. I can't explain, but I this is both in the anime and the manga. Like the first few chapters were enough to make me realize that this is my favorite series of all time. So now volume two. Volume two was alright. Definitely not as good as volume one. Um, I'm gonna put it in B tier. Uh, Probably top of B tier, I guess. I don't know yet. All right. So for volume three, uh, goddamn, volume three, I liked it quite a bit, but there's nothing really special happening in it. So I'm gonna put it in D tier, my first D tier. Uh, Volume 4 is the Christmas camping trip, which was pretty solid. It was a great way to end season 1 in the anime. Huh. Maybe I'm gonna drop it later. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna put it in A tier. This was definitely one of the. It definitely had one of the better camping trip of season 1. Next, Volume 5. Volume 5, as much as I like the scenes of New Year in general, well, actually, on uh, Nadeshiko's side at least, I didn't like it all that much, so Volume 5 is gonna be on C tier. Volume 6. Volume 6 is as one of my favorite camping trip of season 2. I believe it was, I don't remember the name of the lake, but it was a Lake Yamanaka, I believe, which featured Ena, Aoi, and Shiaki, and it was, as I said, one of my favorite camping trip of season 2. So it's gonna be probably top of 8 here. Volume 7, I did like Nadeshiko's solo camping trip, and I did like the interaction between Rin and Sakura. Uh, but again, it like wasn't amazing, I'd say. So I'm gonna put it in. Oh, I need a couple. I need some D tier, but I know there's a volume I'm gonna put in D tier. Well, not soon, but later. I'm gonna put it in C tier for now. Now, volume 8 and 9 are pretty much have to go together because it's, except for the like first third or half maybe of volume 8 and 9 is like one giant camping trip. It's the last camping trip of season 2. So lucky for me, there's still 2 slots left for B B rank B tier. So volume 8 and 9 are going to be there, and I think volume 9 is a superior volume. Uh, it was more interesting, I think. Uh, Volume 10 is Volume 10 is one that I really like because I keep, maybe not on this YouTube channel, but when I talk about a whole series as a whole with friends, I often say that season 2 is a season that focused too much on traveling versus camping, and Volume 10 basically was a return to source, at least the first half, which I really, really, really loved. So it's gonna be top of A tier. You'll see why, because there's something else. I know there's something else that's gonna be in S tier. Next is Volume 11. Uh, despite what I said with Volume 11, with Volume 10, Volume 11 is like a direct continuation of Volume 10, but it wasn't all that great. So, and I'm kind of sad having to do this because I actually like Ayano's presence in this volume. Uh, but I think it's gonna be top of D tier. Now, volume 12. Anyone who knows me knows my opinion of volume 12, and bottom of D tier. It's easily the worst volume of the series. It was still enjoyable, but while I would give most of the series like 10 out of 10, I would give volume 12 like a 7 out of 10. It was this bad compared. It was still good, but it was really bad compared to the rest of the 13 volumes so far. Speaking of, volume 13 is getting uh, is getting top of uh, is getting top of C tier. It wasn't anything special. I did like how every main character, every of the 5 main character, had their own uh, focused chapter. This is something I really like. It also introduces 2 new characters that are going to be a little bit more important in later volumes, but we only see them really quickly in like one chapter near the end. So they are more like teased than introduced, which is another reason why I wasn't too much of a fan of how they were introduced, even though I liked so far like both of them. So that's why volume 13 goes into C tier. And now I think we can figure out where volume 14 goes. Bottom of S tier because it was easily my second favorite volume of the series. Um, it was again kind of a return to source where there is some camping involved, especially the beginning of the volume, and the volume ends with the beginning of a camping trip. So 14 was definitely one of the better one. I also liked how there was how the outdoor exploration club itself was a lot more involved than most of the other volume after volume 5, which is something that I like because uh, I just like the overall interaction between Nadeshiko, Aoi, and Shiaki. So yeah, so that's why volume 14 is my second favorite volume of the series. Um, so I guess that's it. So as you can see, so for the actual just for just the cover, volume 9 and 11 are my favorite, and for the actual story, volume 1 and 14 are my favorite. As you can see, it's quite different. I'm just gonna check quickly if there's any volume that got in the same tier on both volume. Oh yeah, quite a bit actually. Uh, volume 2 and volume 12, no, volume 2 and volume 13 got exactly the same spot for both for both tiers. I think it no volume 4 is getting A tier on both, but not exact same like position. And is there anything else? Nope, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the only three volumes that remain in the same tiers for both well both tiers, both tier lists. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do next. I'm probably gonna actually this is new for me, so this is really fun to do. Um, I'm w- I'm not promising anything, but I'm probably gonna be doing something like this tomorrow. And Sunday or Monday we're gonna have the usual manga review. I don't know which manga volume I'm gonna review yet. But just so you know that these tier lists might also involve anime. Actually, I think the one I'm gonna do tomorrow, if I can get the proper screenshots that I want, uh, is going to be about an anime that I like. Uh, an anime that I really like, but didn't like the manga quite as much. Um, those who know me probably know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna spoil anything. So see you probably tomorrow. Otherwise, we're gonna see each other at my usual manga review. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.